Welcome into View from the West Instant Reacts live for week number 3. I'm Greg Armstrong, your host, joined by my River Rivals media partner, Matt Randazzo from Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. Dazzo, we talked this morning before things got rolling. Here we are again talking about results from week 3. And like we talked about this morning, it's not early anymore. It's now like getting darn near mid-season. We're learning a lot. Tonight was another fun night of football. Oh, I got to unmute you. I'm sorry, my friend. Here we go.
You have the power to mute me? I'm a little worried right now. You've been wanting this power for years. No, absolutely. We're a third of the way through the high school football season, Greg. And it's funny. You can't talk high school football all day unless you start in the morning and you end at 10:30 at night. So I think like this is perfect for us. Yeah, so many intriguing things, Western Big Six wise, track wise, great finishes. You know, it was funny because I'm not running around crazy tonight, so I felt a little bit like Brian Stocking in a way, like I was in the module, if you will. Is that what he calls it?
Module, if you will.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was like, I'm trying to find scores and texting coaches and friends about stats and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, obviously like a great night, Western Big Six wise. I loved how you talked earlier today on my show about it seemed like there were clear favorites tonight, which underdog maybe impresses and doesn't win, but kind of who impresses the most. That might have been Sterling. Just a lot to talk about tonight. It's great.
Yeah, it's great. Well, hey, we have a coach in the mix here, so we'll welcome in Tanner Horrell from Macomb. Tanner, thanks for being here. No video, but hopefully we can hear you. Can you hear me?
You got to unmute him.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. I got to unmute you. There we go.
I can see. I don't know my camera. Let me see. I can't get the camera. I got locked out of my iTunes account, my app. So it's been a struggle over here.
Hey, it was a better night of football than it was with technology. That's the important thing, Coach, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Coach, hey, I tell you what, I think, if I can find it, we got some video. We'll roll some highlights from Macomb here, but talk us through the win. Let's start with kind of the week of preparation. You know, it's week 3, and like Matt and I have been talking about, it's not really early in the season anymore. You kind of know your team, and you're kind of learning a little bit about your conference, and certainly the opponent this week in Illini West was really good. What was kind of the week of prep like, knowing that they were 2-0 coming to your place?
Not a lot of sleep. They're a really good football team. They're really big up front, and they have very nice skill pieces. Their quarterback had a really good running game last week, and the Knott's kid runs the ball really well too. So just trying to figure out a way to stop them was the key this week. And then I think, our kids come to work every day. They lock in when it's time to practice, and they watch a lot of film. So I thought our week of preparation was really good. We kind of saw, their spread, but they kind of run some wing T stuff. So we've seen it the last couple weeks. So I thought we prepared really well for them, and it showed tonight.
Yeah. Well, Coach, you're doing something right if Matt Shuckman from Muddy River Sports is at your game. You're doing something right. So Matt Randazzo talked to Shuckman tonight after the game to get kind of his take on everything. So Dazzo, I'll let you take over. What do you got for Coach here?
Yeah, Coach, obviously, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
And it seemed like that first quarter is important. Opening drive, Illini West gets a first down, and then a couple plays later, you get a big pick six to kind of flip things over pretty quick. Carter Havens with the pick six. Kind of talk about that play early on from a defense that sounds like they were pretty impressive all evening.
Yeah, Carter actually came up before the game. He'd been battling back spasms all week. So before the game, he came up and he said he didn't know how much he was going to be able to play, but we were going to give it a shot at the beginning. And the first series, they picked up a fourth down, and then right away they threw a hitch route, and Carter jumped it and had a nice pick and finished the run off. And then he caught a pass the next series, and then he was done for the night. So he had a super productive 2 series for us, but we need to get his back right. But defensively, we set the tone the last 3 weeks. I think we held a really good Rushville team to 14 points, and then we were able to stop West Hancock. And then tonight, actually how they scored, we picked the ball off on a 4th down and 20 when we probably should have just knocked it down, intercept it, fumbled out the 1, and they recovered in the end zone. So technically, I think our defense actually had a shutout tonight. But
yeah, no, I would agree, Coach. Shuck told me about that play. I was going to ask you about it, but kind of a wild one. But you look at that defense, 4 interceptions. I know that your senior Drew Watson had a couple as well, and Nolan Hogue. So kind of talk about that, because it's not just a good defense when it comes to allowing points, but an opportunistic defense. How good are they playing right now? I know coaches are never happy, especially in week 3, but you got to be pretty pleased with what you guys are doing on that side of the football.
Yeah, we're really pleased so far. We kind of thought we were going to have to lean on our defense a little more this year, losing Braden last year and 4 offensive linemen. And we thought we could fly around and rally to the football really well. And on the back end, our DBs are probably one of our biggest strengths. And Drew had a pick 6 last week, so we're back-to-back weeks with a pick 6. And when you're scoring on defense, things are usually going well. So we're really relying on that defense. Drake May's been he's a tackling machine. I know people probably think I'm fudging the numbers there on him, but he is all over the place. We showed a clip last week on Monday to the team where they threw a screen pass out, and he's on the other side of the field, and he chases it down and still makes a play. And that's the kind of effort we get from Drake every single play. And Carter going out, he's our other running back, so he was doing it both ways tonight. So, yeah, we're just really proud of our guys.
Coach, you led
where's
right
the?
into,
I'm sorry, Greg.
You led in,
Go
Coach, right into what I was going to ask about Drake May. He just seems like he's just a football player, man. Like, he's got a high energy, and he's making plays. He's there to, grind it out. He's there to make the athletic play. He's there to do everything for you, right?
Yeah, he was a little irked last year because I wasn't giving the ball as much, but he's such a valuable piece on defense. So as a sophomore, we're still kind of protecting him maybe a little bit too much, but now it's his show. So he's calling the defense and getting everybody in the right positions, and he just always seems to be wherever the ball's at. And when you have that piece in the middle of the field, it helps everybody else out. And this year we're kind of getting to see what he does with the ball in his hands a little more, and we're really pleased through 3 weeks.
Coach, before we let you go, you said that offense may be a little bit of a work in progress. What are you seeing on that side of the football, and where can this team get to offensively, and where does it need to get to offensively to be maybe that well-rounded team come postseason time?
We've been running the ball really well through 3 weeks. But we have some really talented receivers, and we have a young quarterback that really last year he split reps at the JV quarterback. So he hasn't had a lot of exposure, and we need to kind of bring him along here the next few weeks. And if we can be more, be able to throw the ball a little bit more, I think we'll be really a solid offense. But we're really pleased with where we've been at. I think through 3 weeks we're ahead of where I thought we would be at.
Yeah. So, Coach, remind me, who do you got next, and what's the next couple weeks look like for you?
Oh, well, we're going all over the state the next 2 weeks. We're coming up to Bureau Valley in week 4, and I know they're going to be really well coached, and I'm sure they've improved since week 1 and 2. And then the next week we go down to Breeze Mater Day. So we're going opposite ends of the state here, a couple 2-3 hour road trips.
Yeah. Talk about, just kind of as you've gotten through 3 weeks, looking back to when you were in summer, kind of in the preseason mode, what do you see now compared to what you thought you had then? I guess take me through kind of where you at as a coach looking at what you got.
I'm just really pleased with where we've came from this summer. We don't do a lot until we get to July because we have a lot of basketball players and baseball players. So we really get about 12 days in July with them, and a lot of fresh faces. Like I said, we lost the majority of our O-line and lost our quarterback. So to see where they're at right now, I think we're ahead of where I expected them to be. Defensively, we challenged ourselves in the summer. We saw Jacksonville. We practiced with Camp Point. We practiced with Mercer County. So 3 really good programs that kind of prepared us for week 1 against Rushville.
Great. Well, hey, Coach, I really appreciate you taking the time, and congratulations on the big win. And, hey, you're 3-0, so it's working so far, right?
Absolutely. And if I get the chance to come back on, I'm gonna figure this out so I can get some video going. I apologize.
Well, no.
I think we'll see him again. I think we'll see him again.
Coach, if it makes you feel any better, I had video of your highlights from the Bomber Network tonight, and of course I didn't get them uploaded in time, so I didn't get a chance to play them during your interview. So we're both trying to work through it, you know.
For sure, for
Coach,
sure.
I'll also say this. Yeah, Coach, I'll also say this. Ty Taylor's getting ready to join us, and we can see him, and I probably wish we couldn't see him. So, like, sometimes it's a plus, sometimes it's not. So
rough intro.
Yeah. All
Thanks,
right,
Coach. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. All right, so there we go. Head coach Tanner Horrell from the Macomb Bombers. They get the big win. We'll welcome in Ty Taylor here, and then maybe we'll read through those Lincoln Land scores as we just talked about the Macomb getting the win. But Ty, fresh off the road, and, welcome in, my friend.
Thank you. Fresh off the road, fresh off the Alito McDonald's drive-through. So let's do it, man. It was a long night.
What was it? What'd you get?
I got the number 9 meal, which they switched. It used to be the number 7, which threw me for a loop. The two cheeseburger meal.
Just tell me what you got. Just tell me what food you got. I don't know numbers.
Hey, come on, man. You're supposed to know the McDonald's menu by heart. I guess you're not on the road as much anymore though. Now you just get to work in your house.
I'm unemployed, so I only get the $5 meals. I can't afford like numbers.
Yeah.
That's a little too much.
I forget that I'm the only one of us that friggin' works anymore going to games. You guys just sit at home all day.
Hey,
what the heck?
Can we take a pause here and let's not act like Dazzo was traveling all over the world to cover games a few years ago. Am I right? Come on now.
That's very true. Very true. Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. So, hey, welcome, Ty. I don't want to do this because I'm excited because we got to replace Mitch. I don't know how we do it, but we got to do it together. We can't be fighting each other, or as Jeremy said, throwing uppercuts. I shouldn't throw uppercuts early on. That's a good point, Jeremy.
Let me tell you. So, I was at a freshman game early in the evening. And then I, went out to dinner with my dad and got home. And as I'm following along with things, I'm giving a little golf clap here. You can't, well, there you go. You can't see it. There you go. Giving a little golf clap here to Mitch Stormer. Cause man, it's hard to monitor 20 games all going on and keep your X feed updated with what's going on. This is a Mitch Stormer appreciation segment here. Cause he stepped in and I was like, thank God. Cause it's so hard. And I am just not I am not in tune with that. And he's locked in when it comes to that stuff. So anyway, you can thank Mitch Stormer for all the scores, for all the updates. He does well every night. I'm thinking he's listening in a hotel room tonight, in a quiet hotel room, as his daughter preps for a soccer tournament tomorrow morning. Ooh. So yeah. So hopefully Mitch is enjoying this.
I think, Greg, when he goes, you just mentioned going to a freshman game, going out to dinner with your dad. I think Mitch probably saddles up at 7 o'clock and gets to work. He doesn't come rolling in after dinner and tries to play catch up.
That's fair. So, that's fair.
Yeah, but no, he's the best. We're going to try to fill the void here.
Yep. All right, well, let's hit the scoreboard here real quick. We talked about Macomb gets the win 27-6 over Illini West. The other scores around the Lincoln Land large side of things. How about Farmington? 38-0 over Eureka in the non-conference win there. Eureka's a regular playoff team here, and Farmington gets the job done for the second week in a row with a huge victory. Knoxville gets the win 31-8 over Bureau Valley. Elmwood Brimfield bounces back. They get the win 43-8 over LVC. West Hancock gets the win 28-26 in a tight game over A-Town. So there you go. There's a look at the final scores from around the Lincoln Land Conference. Let's see what we got here. We'll take these scores down, see what we got here in the comments. We've heard from Tanner Horrell. We're hoping to hear from head coach of the Rockridge Rockets, Sam Graves. We'll wait a few minutes on that one. I told him about 10:40, so we got a couple minutes here. Do we want to cycle back and start in the Western Big Six, start with the big schools?
I think that's a decent idea, Greg. Real quick too. I don't know if you can check your phone or not. I don't know how you do this but Coach Matt Furlong interested in joining us as well. So
okay,
I gotta have you set that up on your end and all those kind of things. You're the commander of the module right now. But
yeah.
Just got a text message from Matt Furlong that he'd be interested in joining us as well. And when you think about the Western Big Six, it's a great place to start, Greg. You look at the those scores, and we kind of talked earlier on off the air that there were big favorites heading in. I think if you looked at this conference, United Township, Quincy, Geneseo, and Moline were all kind of favorites tonight. And when you look at and the one game I watched a lot, which I think we were intrigued by, was Moline and Sterling, and it was an impressive back and forth kind of game. Obviously, Moline winning it 36-20, but Sterling doing some nice things after falling behind, I think 16-0 early. And the story in this one, Moline and their ground game. I mean, they nearly rushed for 400 yards as a team, 396 on the ground. Mark Carey, Eli Warner. Both impressive, a lot of impressive performances by the Maroons tonight. They looked really good. So they win it 36-20 your final. But I think the silver lining for Sterling, we know with Coach Slemmer, we've talked a lot with him about the youth of Sterling. I think this year, well, their quarterback, Brady, oh gosh, I got my own handwriting was bad. Give me that. Is it Reardon? Let me look at that real fast. Of course, my own handwriting got me, but 3 touchdowns passing, 299 and 3 touchdowns. So he was impressive, and Sterling kept hanging around, which was awesome and great to see. So I think it was one of those things that you kind of talked about earlier this morning, Greg, where, they may not win the game, but which underdog impressed. I think that probably is Sterling. Moline gets that victory, but I think Sterling built a few things when it comes to their performance today.
Yeah. So Dazza, we'll just kind of call it on the air here. I need Coach Furlong's email address to get him a link to get in here. We'll just,
I'm sending it to you right now.
All right, there we go.
This is beautiful. I'm having so much fun. Yeah. It's like I feel like I should be yelling at Stockpile and Cuff all at the same time. This is great.
So Ty, has your dad ever called a game from Quincy, a football game from Quincy?
I was talking to him earlier this week, and the answer is no. And he was really excited to go down there, I guess you could say. I know it was something he's talking about is, being Allman grad for him. He's always wanted to, cover the Big Six. He's never really had the chance to do that. So he's having a really fun time, with them so far this year. Obviously, it was going to be a really, tall mountain for them to climb to try to compete with Quincy tonight. But when I talked to him earlier in the week, he was excited to go down there.
Yeah. So, Dazza, we talked about it today on your show, and we were wondering if any of these underdogs would kind of make a statement or kind of catch our attention. I think you look at Sterling, but I don't know that game was, really. I think Moline kind of handled their business here. So yeah, I don't know. Absolutely. I think in this case, the favorites kind of did the job, right? Geneseo certainly impressed. The 45-10 win over Rock Island. Quincy pitching the shutout, and United Township doing what they've been doing, putting up big time points against the Galesburg team that won last week. But I think overall, maybe the story of the week was the favorites got the job done. They did what we thought they would do.
No, I would agree, Greg, and it's one of those things too where. Boy, you look at Geneseo, like I knew they were the favorite. I probably felt that. I don't know if they were a 5-touchdown favorite in my thought process. So yeah. I think if anyone kind of jumps out at me, I think it's probably Rock Island. And then Geneseo, the way they played, the way they ran the football, they piled up a ton of rushing yards as well in that game. So when you look at that game, I mean, Jackson McAvoy really good on the ground. Kai White-Zerl, I know he had a couple touchdowns early in that game. They had their way with Rock Island on the ground. I think they led 21-3 at the end of the first quarter, 35-10 at halftime. And to win that game 45-10, impressive for Geneseo. And when you look at Rock Island, they're now 0-3 on the season. They've scored 3 touchdowns in 3 games. And I think that's probably a little bit of a concern if you're Fritz and the coaching staff over at Rock Island. So that one, I think, kind of surprised me maybe more than anything else. But hats off to Geneseo. Now 2-1 on the season, and we'll probably hopefully get Matt Furlong on here in just a little bit.
Yep. All right. Well, Ty, let's get into the Three Rivers Athletic Conference. We'll start on, if I can find the conferences here. Hold on a minute here. Here's the Three Rivers. Here we go. All right, let's pull up the scores. You got Monmouth Roseville getting the big win, 55-7 over Kewanee. You have Hall getting the win, 18-6 over Mendota. Princeton gets the forfeit victory. On the Rock side of things, only 2 games tonight. Orion gets the convincing win, 47-20 over Mercer County, and Rockridge gets the win, 49-21. Another pretty convincing win for Rockridge over Riverdale. So we'll start with Orion Mercer County. That was the game you were at, Ty. What'd you see here? We knew that Orion could put up some points, but it seems like defensively they got the job done as well.
Yeah, they really played well on both sides of the ball, and it really felt like a game coming in, which we talked about this in our pregame with both head coaches. Like, it felt like a game with what both teams still had coming on the schedule. Both needed a win to try to get themselves in good standing in terms of trying to get to the postseason. And Orion, man, they were really efficient offensively. And defensively, too, limiting Mercer County just 20 points after giving up, I think 48 last week to Monmouth Roseville, gave up over 400 yards rushing last week, too. They did a really good job kind of shoring up on the defensive end because last year, if you remember, Mercer County in this matchup rushed for over 500 yards against Orion in 2024. And for them to limit them to just 20 points was such a good job defensively. And like offensively for Orion, it's kind of the same names you always hear. So Cale Filler and Owen Voorhees both accounted for 6 touchdowns.
Wow.
Filler was 17 of 24, 6 touchdowns, passing for 272 yards. Voorhees, 11 catches, 193 yards, 5 touchdowns, and he rushed for a touchdown as well. So, and also kind of a big play in that game, Orion was faced with after a few penalties on a set of downs, it was 3rd and 31 from their own 29-yard line. I threw a 71-yard touchdown pass on the play. So that kind of was the difference. I think it kind of set them, put them ahead for good. And then, they were able to do enough defensively, slowing Mercer kind of down to really win going away in a game that, had a lot wider of a margin of victory than I really thought. I thought it'd be a really close game coming in, but Orion, they kind of just ran away with it.
Yeah. All right, so there's the story for Orion getting the win over Mercer County. We're now joined by the head coach of the Rockridge Rockets, Sam Graves. So, Sam, we got to give the assist here to Chase because your name is Chase, but I know who you are. I know you're Sam Graves, but shout out to Chase getting you on here. Coach, congratulations on the big win. Talk me through kind of your week of prep. What'd you see in Riverdale? What'd you know you were going to have to stop, and what worked tonight?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Yeah, Chase is a big help because I could not do this without him. I was on WKD a little bit ago. I was like, you're gonna have to send that to my wife because I can't do that. She's got to figure it out for me. So, well, we knew Riverdale had a lot of skill coming back. They honestly, it sounds terrible, but I won't remember the kids' names. Number 4 and number 1 for them. Those the wing back and the halfback that just have really good speed. And we knew one misread, one lazy play, one undisciplined play, and that's a touchdown. And so we really challenged our guys to play disciplined defensive football. But I would say the key, and I think anybody there watching would say that to be able to jump out 21-0 with 3 quick offensive scores, I think really puts you in a good, because their offense reminds you a lot of Princeton, and you're in for a long night if they can play from in front. So, to be able to have that quick offensive start was really the key for us.
Yeah. Well, Coach, with the quick offensive start and the way you finished last game, tell me about this offense and kind of what you see in it and what's been working so well as you pile up the wins last week and now this week.
Yeah, what's been working is the offensive line. I'll give them a ton of credit because I in the offseason, I make no bones about it. I'm very critical about how we will do and how our success was how quick those guys will grow up together and be cohesive as a unit. And they've done a fantastic job. I know Kanan Mama has jumped in at starting center for us. He started last week at Princeton with 3 days of practice at center. The kid was a skill position player, quarterback for Fresh Soft last year. and jumped in at starting center for us against Princeton with 3 days practice ever at center. So just, to be able to do that. And then this week going from learning a 3 front to preparing for a 4 front, just something you think about how big of a change that is for a kid with rules and our whole offensive scheme. He's not only learning the center position, but the schemes. So, to be able, that whole group, and I know I'm focused on him and just him learning this position and changing to it, but that proves the whole group together has done a great job communicating and doing their job and being there for each other. They really played pretty well together.
Yeah. Matt,
Coach,
what do you got?
Yeah, real quick, Coach. I don't think I've ever seen you without a hat on. Can you go put one on? I think it would look better. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
This is the after hours Sam Graves. Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
Correct.
I love it. You did kind of talk about that, and I kind of want to talk to you a little about the start is important, but what you guys have done defensively is pretty good. I mean, I know you gave up 21 tonight, but when you're scoring what you score, obviously that pays dividends. And Princeton last week was impressive because to come back, you had to get some big stops. Kind of talk about that defensive side of the football, what you've seen so far. I know coaches at week 3 are never always happy, but what have you seen on that side of the football that you like so far?
Yeah, and you're exactly right. I know there's some really things that have really frustrated us. As good as we have played, there's some things that need fixed and still need fixed. And we made some mistakes tonight. And, the thing that eats at you is when it's the same mistake 2 weeks in a row with a similar offense. That means that we're not getting the message across clear enough, or we're not doing drills or whatever we need to do to help them make that happen. Because as much as we can talk about, we need the guys to be disciplined on defense and do their job. We need to get them in that right spot. And if it's us, changing some guys around or doing different drills or whatever, but this has been a couple weeks that, I'm not trying to act like it's doom and gloom, because obviously the defense has played well, but we have given up some big plays each week because of mistakes. And I know that happens when you play good teams, but we need to fix it because if we want to be where we want to be weeks 8, 9, 10, 11 and beyond, then that has to get better. So, but we are proud of the defensive effort. I think defensively, the thing that was really key last week was we against Princeton, we had some guys asking for breaks, wanting out before halftime. And the coaches really challenged the guys at halftime and said, listen, you're not tired anymore. There are no breaks. That's not an option. And we never heard a peep. And I think we ended up outlasting Princeton last week. And that's what won us the game. And defensively, the guys did a great job doing some adjustments. I think we threw an adjustment at them in the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, that really helped us. And we kind of laugh as coaches, what the heck took us so long to do this little tweak? And, but that's the credit to the guys that they're willing to take that on the fly at that moment of the game where they're just dog tired, but they're willing to do it. And they did it correctly. And so big credit to them, but there are things I guarantee that we're going to see on film that we're going to drill on Monday that we're not real pleased with, but good win for the guys.
Coach, I almost made my way the long trip down there tonight. But as we were getting ready to think about going, my son says to me, Dad, they're up 21-0. You mentioned the fast start. What was it? I know you got I want to say a big fourth down stop early on. But what was it about that first quarter homecoming? You guys came ready to play. You had to be proud of the way to start a game in which all eyes were on you guys once again this week.
Yeah. It was a good start for our guys. I think they were pretty motivated. They felt kind of, and no discredit to Riverdale, because they do have a really good squad. I really truly believe you're going to see them week 10. I think they'll make the playoffs. But I think our guys felt a little disrespected that this was considered the game of the week. Honestly, I think they kind of thought, people are kind of looking past us and giving other people an awful lot of credit. So I think that kind of bugs some guys the wrong way. And as a coach, anytime you can have that little bit of extra motivation, you love it, man. So, I think that they came out extra fired up for this game. And it was nice to see that we didn't really have to make stuff up, because sometimes you got to play that coaching card where you're like, man, did you hear this? What people are saying about you? But, we didn't have to do that this week. So I think they kind of took it upon themselves to kind of say, hey, this is, everyone's saying a huge game, but should it be? because we think we can jump out quick and drill them, and credit to them. They hung in there and made big plays and really did a nice job.
You can say it, Coach. You can say it, Coach. Mitch gave you bulletin board material. Mitch isn't on the show tonight, so you can just say it was Mitch. Yeah.
Yeah, we can go with that then, since he's out there. I think a lot of guys are pointing at Stocking too after picking Riverdale like second in the conference. I think people were kind of looking at each other like, all right, well, here we go.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, where's the after game festivities, and is it close? Like, can you pin me? Can you give me a heads up?
Hey, you get on the horn with Coach Wheatley. We're at his place out here. So
oh, I've been there. That's fancy.
Yeah.
I got into a little. What was I got in some draft. I can't remember what it was. The Masters. We did like a Masters.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was outstanding. Anyways, the kids are sleeping. Maybe I might sneak out. Greg's got me working till midnight. He always does.
Dazzle's literally going to be off the air here in a few minutes.
Yeah, you know where we are, man. We love these guys. They put on a good spread for us. They're willing to host us. I think Josh is a little more willing than his wife Mindy is, but she's a great sport. We kind of just invite ourselves over whether she does or not, wants us here. So
she's a trooper.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful place.
Ty, you got anything for Coach here before we let him go?
Yeah, real quickly. I know Coach Graves. I'm probably the favorite person on this call for him because we were both in the Rockridge homecoming parade last night. What a great time! We got to see the groundbreaking for the new elementary school.
Were you guys king and queen and like?
No, we were not. No,
okay,
we were not.
Just a question. All right.
But I was just going to ask you really because this is more of a wider audience than when we talk. I know, but like offensively for. Rockridge, just the amount of playmakers you have. I know a lot of the times, like Colin Trigan gets so much notoriety, and he should because he's a great player. But like when you look at your wideouts, like Owen and Liam Steele and like Chase Wheatley, who's played, great the past couple of seasons. You have Sowards and Tanner Dye running back. I mean, it just feels like you have so many weapons that you can beat teams in a lot of different ways. So can you speak to kind of how much of a luxury that is having that many kids when you have a great quarterback like Colin is for him to be able to have so many different kids he can try to get the ball to?
Yeah, it's definitely a nice thing. It really is. Can't come up with a better word than that. Because like last week, for example, Princeton doubled Owen. They had a jam on him underneath and the safety over the top. And we were able, Liam all of a sudden came out with a 100-yard receiving 2-touchdown game. So, that's the nice thing is that you can go ahead and try to double someone or take someone away, but there's enough weapons there that we can get you somewhere else. And again, I'll go back to the very beginning of the conversation, offensive line wise, everybody gives, rightfully so, the quarterback and receiver a ton of props and accolades, but the offensive line tonight, we didn't need to throw. We ran the ball and had a lot of success doing that, and that was nice to see. We really didn't need to. We did. We tried to force a few things. That was a coaching dipstick move, but you just want to see some things, and we just should have ran the ball. So, but the guys did a nice job up front. And again, we can add that hey, we don't have to throw to Owen. We don't have to throw to Liam. Oh, but we got Chase and Wyatt Osborne out there, and Aaron Wheatley's coming on strong for us this year. If we don't have to do that, and they can give us a light box because they're going to keep safeties out and double one of our receivers, and we'll run it. So it's been a good start for us. We're obviously the multitude of skills has helped that take some pressure off the box for our line guys to play well.
Well, hey, Coach, I really appreciate you getting on. You're a busy man tonight between, going to the party, getting on WQAD, getting on our show. I really appreciate it. Oh, Ty's got one more for you.
All right, here we go.
Just don't forget to answer my call at 8 a.m. tomorrow, Coach.
That's what I was going to say. I'm going to listen to this all again on Sportsline tomorrow, which is going to be beautiful. Will you quit eating French fries in front of us, Ty?
Absolutely not. I'm starving.
Hey, Coach, go sell them. Go ahead.
I haven't even been downstairs with everybody yet. If the food's gonna be gone, I'm taking it out on you guys. I'm never answering this again.
You're good to go, Coach. We appreciate you. Thanks for doing this. We'll talk soon.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. We'll see you later.
All right. Hey, before we go any farther, we got another coach here on the horn. Matt Furlong, head coach of the Geneseo Maple Leafs, joining us now. They had the big win tonight over Rock Island. So, Coach, you're 1-0 in conference play. That's got to feel good, and you're on a 2-game winning streak now. That's got to feel pretty good too.
Without a doubt. We felt tonight was a big one as far as momentum goes. After having a good game last week against Assumption, and we're really just kind of looking on building off of that. And then obviously getting the win was nice, and gets us into the spot we wanted to be at this point.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, I want to go back a week and talk to you about getting the win over your alma mater. So, what was the talk like after the game? Did you see some familiar faces, I'm sure, that you knew from your days at Assumption?
Yeah, definitely. Got to run into some of the coaches that I had, and some other faces and names that I've known from over the years. My dad was there, so he got to chum it up with a lot of guys on the sidelines, and get to see some old faces there too. So that part of it was very cool. Kind of having that camaraderie with those guys, and getting to see them again, and seeing a lot of them on a different level from what I was used to. Having them as coaches, and now coaching against them, it's a different relationship and a cool relationship. So I was glad it worked.
The question is, was your dad, Coach Furlong, wearing Assumption gear or Geneseo gear?
When I saw him, he was in Geneseo gear.
Okay.
So I don't know. He may have switched after I left. May have been back and forth a little bit, may have been switching out the hats, but at least when he was around me, he had the Geneseo stuff on.
There you go.
Hey, Coach, we chatted a couple weeks ago. I mean, we brought off the air with Matt Randazzo out to Geneseo, and you guys have rolled ever since. I don't want to take all the credit. Like, if you want to give me some, I'll take it, but I think you're definitely getting the mojo from the show. But you talked then about making that improvement from week 1 to week 2, and you did that against Assumption. And boy, I want to say you probably made another good jump from week 2 to week 3. Can you kind of talk about that, because you want to see improvement throughout the year? And then, man, I look at week 1, and obviously Rochelle was really good, but you go week 1 to week 3, and I think you have to be somewhat pleased with the progress you guys are making.
Yeah, we talked to our kids a lot, these last couple weeks after that game with Rochelle about continuing to grow throughout the season. And, kind of each week, if you're, kind of charting yourselves on a graph and how you're playing and how you're executing, you just kind of want to see that constant uphill climb. I felt like these first 3 weeks, we made that jump from week 1 to week 2, and felt the same thing this week. We came out against, a Rocky team that's very talented in some places. And, thought both sides of the ball, we executed pretty well throughout the night. And got to that point where, they're late in the game, we were able to put a team away.
Yeah, Coach, I want to say it was 21-3 at the end of the first, or 31-10 at halftime. Kind of talk about the fast start. And obviously the ground game is really good. We talked to Jackson McAvoy and Kai Weinzerl when we were out there in Geneseo. They both had big nights. What was it about that start and kind of establishing not just those guys, but the guys up front, obviously blocking and playing well for them in front of them?
Yeah, both of them are talented kids. Both are comfortable, I think. Jackson running the offense, making reads, getting the ball distributed. And Kai's really developed a good feel for running the ball within our offense. But like you said, it all starts up front, and that's been a huge emphasis for us this year as far as being physical up front, winning the pad level, finishing blocks. And not only, with our offense, it's not only those interior 5, but it's your tight ends, your split ends, your backs. Shoot, even our quarterback, on plays is getting downfield and making blocks. So that's for me, that's probably the thing that stood out the most for us here offensively early in the year is the physicality that we're bringing up front and learning how to finish blocks, which was something we were starting to get to at the end of last year, but really feel like they've embraced that and are excited about finding ways to finish blocks downfield.
Coach, this, looking at the stats the last couple weeks, and it feels like this is kind of that old school throwback Geneseo football, right? Like you're pounding it on the ground and you're kind of, making your way on the ground and really having success. talk about kind of your coaching philosophies and your mentality going in, because for the last few years Geneseo had kind of spread it out a little bit, and that was great, and I like that too, and I appreciate that. But do you hear from people around Geneseo saying like, man, this feels good, or this looks good, just seeing that kind of that offense kind of back attacking the way you do?
Yeah, it's we have some carryover from what they had done in the past. Obviously with the flex bone and the option piece is a little bit different, but the mentality is the same. So yeah, there's certainly times around town or different spots where we'll see people, and you'll hear about how they love the old school football and all those things, and and that's great. And really any offensive system, if you're executing, you're going to get results. And I feel like what we're doing offensively fits what we have talent wise and our community well, kind of what we're going to have coming through over the years. And really believe it's a system that, allows you to be consistent offensively, and kind of have a low floor because of the different things you can do, up front with reading guys and that. So, yeah, without a doubt, I think there's a lot of people in the community that enjoy it. And certainly we got to keep running the ball and doing great. And then eventually we got to start hitting on some passes here as well.
Yeah. Have you heard from Coach Denny Derricks? Does he like what's going on? Does he like what he's seeing? Because he's a critical eye. You got to keep him, impressed.
Without a doubt. Coach Derricks will stop by practice here and there. He's working a lot with our youth program, and kind of being a liaison between the high school level and what's going on down there. And that's been a really great role for him, and something he's embraced, and kind of having someone with that knowledge and that experience, that can help you with that, has really been invaluable in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard our Western Big Six preview. We brought him in, and man, I just would ask him. I just toss him a question and just sit back and listen, because man, he is such a fountain of knowledge and information. It was great, just some of the info and the things he would see that like I just don't see it, and he just has that mind for football, and it was great. So really, really appreciated having him in. Dazzle, what do you got?
Yeah, Coach, before we let you go, and forgive my ignorance, what's next for you guys week 4, and obviously enjoy it for a little bit, but then you get back to work because there's a lot more football left to be played.
Yeah, so I think you're asking next week who we got.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So we are at Moline next week.
Okay.
So kind of back to the ground offense and watching some film. It looks like they're spreading the ball around a little bit too this year, with their sophomore quarterback there in the Ponder kid. So, excited for another great challenge. This is kind of what we've been decided to do with our non-conference and try and get us set up for moments like this, and feel like it paid off this week. Having those 2 good weeks of competition to begin with, and obviously just seeing what Moline's done these first 3 weeks and the competition that they've seen, it's definitely gonna be another big test here for us.
Coach Graves was like at a nice party inside. Did you get kicked out of your house? Like, did your wife kick you out, or what's going on over there?
No, I was leaving when you guys had messaged, and just got over to one of our assistants' house, who is gracious enough to have some food for us here after the game. So once I'm done with you, I get to go in and eat, and then hopefully get some sleep before tomorrow morning.
Yeah, go get some food, right, Greg?
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. We're keeping every coach from eating food, so we don't want to do that. So.
And Ty's sitting here eating nonstop, so like you should get inside.
Yeah, I know. He's just popping them in left and right over there.
Hey, Coach, we really appreciate it. Congrats on the win, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks. All right. Hey, has anyone noticed what's going on here?
Did you see my face light up? That's why it lit up. I saw we just had someone new join the call.
It was like Christmas morning or something.
We have
and with like news. The crazy ambient noise in the background, it can only mean Brian Stockings here.
You sound like you're in a wind tunnel, Brian. But
yeah, is there like a plane taking off?
I just got in. I mean, come on. I haven't even talked yet.
Can you tilt down? I know you have a computer that can tilt down. You know
Look
how
at
you
that.
had.
There we go.
He's dressed way nicer than all of us too.
I haven't been in that room in forever. They still have walls?
Yes, we still have walls.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Welcome to the show, my friend Brian Stocking. You are a fan favorite. People have been dying to get you on this show. Here we are, the Instant Reacts Live with Brian Stocking, everybody. Just watch the numbers go up when they know that Stocking's on the show.
Or go down.
You should have promoted it, Greg.
I need to. I didn't know he was going to be.
Hey, he's a tough, contract negotiations have been difficult.
Yeah.
It's not like he's free,
I'm not Micah Parsons.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah, but the thing is crazy.
I'm not even Matt Randazzo.
Well, no, wait a minute. Stocking, you outlasted Dazzo at WQAD, so I mean that means something, right?
Hey, they had to put up with 25 years of me. They had their fill. It was time. It was time.
So, Stock, here we go. Thoughts on week 3? What'd you see? What'd you like?
From what I saw, the Western Big Six, I think, is clearly defined on who the top 4 teams are and who the bottom 4 teams are.
Yep.
I think it's clear that Moline's the top team. It's clear Quincy is the top team, even though they lost a little. They have a brand new quarterback in Shuckman who can really throw the ball. You've got UT, who's excellent, and Geneseo tonight looked like they are for real. They really held Rock Island down. The other thing I noticed was there were a lot of teams tonight that went for 4th downs early to try and, sort of Dan Campbell it, if you will. And unfortunately, they didn't have Dan Campbell's luck. Riverdale had a 4th and 2 or 4th and 3 at midfield, down 7-0 in the first quarter. They went for it, didn't get it. They measured. They were short of the measurement. Rocky had a 4th and 9, and they went deep, and the receiver caught it, but he came down out of bounds. It would put him in the red zone, and it was only like 3-0. It was only like 7-0 at that point. And then you look at I think it was the Mirko game. I think Mirko had a 4th down, came up short, and those things, when you're trying to go for it early and you don't get it, it can really kill the momentum, and it killed the momentum for those 3 teams.
Stockpile, I want to jump in with the Western Big Six with United Township, because I don't want to get, and I'm doing this for Greg's sake too, I don't want to get Coach Welch mad at us and using us as bulletin board material, because we really haven't talked about United Township. An impressive performance. Do you have any stats by any chance on that game as well? I know Navarrete had about 3 touchdowns early on in that game. It was running clock, but an impressive workmanlike performance for a United Township team that is now 3-0, and they're living up to the hype so far, which is kind of fun to see.
Yeah, from what I saw in it, I think they pulled Navarrete early. They pulled their starters early. They were up like 21-0, and then it started to snowball on Galesburg. So it was like 42-0. And for UT, this is a win that you like to see a team like them have, because they are a good team. Anyone who doesn't believe that UT is a good team really doesn't understand football.
Ooh.
UT's a very good football team.
Yes,
and
sir. Tell them, Stock.
And they went down to Galesburg, and they took care of their business, did it early, and did it big time. UT is a team that could definitely win the Western Big Six.
Coach Welch was on the show, and again, they win. It's the OTA rub. I'm just telling you. Except for Guy Derricks. We won't bring that up. Never mind. We'll move on from that one.
Stock, are you seeing the messages here? It's my guy. You got star of the show from Logan Swan. Prime time, Brian Stocking. Has anyone ever called you Prime Time, Brian Stocking?
Prime time.
No.
Prime time.
Especially if they ever saw me try and run with a ball, they didn't.
Stockpile, these guys love you, but Sam Graves kind of just brought you up and called you out.
Oh, he did.
I think you had some people in Rockridge a little angry and motivated. And then he personally said, we probably don't win this game if Stocking doesn't motivate us to beat him. No, he didn't say that, but go on.
Rockridge this year came in with a lot of questions. And
Did they?
And they've answered
What
all
were
of
the
them.
questions besides offensive line?
There were questions. They've come in and they've answered them. Rockridge doesn't rebuild; they reload, and they
Don't
also
start
had
kissing up now.
They, no, I'm being honest. They don't have a chip on their shoulder. They have a lumberyard on their shoulder, and they really took it to Riverdale tonight. 49-21 was the final.
Ty, have you ever carried a lumberyard on your shoulder?
Absolutely not. I'm one of the least strong people in media.
And that's a low bar.
Trust me, I know. Trust me,
good
I know.
God, that is a low bar.
Ty Taylor, what do you got for Brian Stocking?
How are you feeling after the Rams fall to 2-1, man? I mean, it just is. Look, I still think they're really good. Just weren't quite on the level of Rockridge. Are you like doom and gloom? Like, is the season over, or what do you think?
They're still going to, I think, go to the playoffs. Next week is a very big game against Mercer County. It's at home. I believe it's Riverdale's homecoming, and so this has to be Riverdale has to be ready to win this game. If they win that game, they're 3-1. And I think they'll get in the playoffs. But if they lose, then then it's gonna be we're gonna be like the season that was seemed written in the stars, maybe written in stardust.
No, they're gonna be fine.
That's classic Brian Stocking right there.
They're gonna be fine, and I was impressed with the way they came back in the game too. Like they were down 21-0, got within 28-14. That start sent them back, but they're doing great things. Guy Derek's doing fine. You guys are gonna go to the playoffs and all that kind of stuff.
Rockridge is always the obstacle for us. Riverdale has lost their last 6 in a row.
Rockridge is an obstacle to a lot of teams in this conference. They're really good.
Yeah, they're 15-1 in their last 16 meetings.
Oh, look, see that, Ty? Eat a fry for that. That's a great every good stockpile stat you'd pop a fry in. You gotta be running out. How many fries did you get? Gee,
got a large from the Alito McDonald's. They hooked me up right, man.
Wow, I love it.
Yep.
What else did you like tonight, Scott?
Here's the other thing with Rock Island Geneseo. This ends a streak of 7 consecutive wins by road teams in the series.
That's amazing.
And it's Geneseo's first win at home in the series since 1924.
Stock, I don't want I know you get doom and gloom, but and all credit to Geneseo, they play great. Rock Island has 3 touchdowns in 3 games. Little frustrating night for Rock Island. Where are you at? Obviously, they got to get things turned around quickly.
Yeah, they and the schedule doesn't get any easier for Rock Island. Let me look at my schedule here real quick. For Rock Island, next week they host Quincy, and then they are at Allman. That will be a big game. I think that's the Pioneers homecoming. Are you going to be calling that game, Gazo?
No, it's not the Pioneers homecoming. Pioneers homecoming is next weekend.
Oh, it is? I thought it was. Are you going to be calling those games, or?
No, I'm going to actually that week. I'm going to be MC22. I'm going to be in your neck of the woods. I'm going to Orion and Riverdale.
Ooh, Kale Filler had a huge night, as did Owen Voorhees.
Yeah.
Kale Filler had 6 touchdown passes, and
we only heard 5. Was it 6?
It was 6.
Did I not say 6?
5.
Did I say 5? He had 6. Yeah.
Wait till Chip calls the sports line tomorrow. Somebody's in trouble.
No, I don't know.
I thought I said 6. Maybe I said 5. If I did, it was 6. Stocking's right, of course. I'm wrong.
From some guy on Twitter named Ty Taylor, he was 17-24, 272, and 6 touchdowns. Voorhees had 11 receptions for 193 and 5 TDs through the air, but then he also had 3 rushes, 27 yards, and a touchdown on the ground as well. So, and those two, I mean, obviously, what a dynamic duo. You've gotten to know a little bit more about them as well. The Voorhees family is an awesome family. I love the Voorhees family. One of their son Tate played baseball with my son Charlie for several years. So an awesome family. A dynamic duo, Ty and Stock. I'm sure you want to weigh in as well. But offensively, they can really score quickly through the air.
Yeah, they are impressive, and I was talking about this with Coach Filler after the game tonight too. Is the thing that was impressive tonight is every team that plays Orion, the 2 things they're trying to stop are Kale and Owen, and tonight Mercer County did all they could and were not successful at all. I mean, like I said earlier, the play where it's 3rd and 31 and they give up they are able to connect on a 71-yard touchdown pass. It was just really impressive how they're able to get him the ball in a lot of different ways in space, because he is such a dynamic player, Voorhees is, and he's, right now, 4th all time in career kickoff returns for touchdowns, and I actually say history. He has 6, and the record is 8. So, I mean, if he can get 2 more or 3 more, he could set a record there. So he just is one of those players when you're against him, it feels like you just hold your breath when he has the ball in space, because he's able to find space himself, and once he's in the open field, he's a fast enough kid that nobody's going to be able to run him down. And yeah, Kale, I mean, he's just such an advanced passer for a high school kid. Tonight was his 30th start as a varsity quarterback, and that is just you just never see that. I mean, that is a number you rarely hear, and he's able to check out of things at the line of scrimmage and get them in maybe a better spot when he sees what the defense is lining up to do. So yeah, he was awesome tonight, and those 2 guys are awesome every week. So it was a great performance by them offensively. Feels like they put up 40 or so points every week, even when they lose. But yeah, the two fun players to watch, that's for sure.
A very interesting matchup next week. Newman is at Orion. And
Orion's homecoming, Stocking.
That is going to be an excellent football game because you've got a very good defense in Newman against a quarterback who is at the top of his game right now in Cale Filler. That is going to be an excellent football game.
Real quick in the Three Rivers, too, we haven't talked about Monmouth. So the other games, Newman tomorrow with Erie Prophetstown, a good game tomorrow. Greg's going out there, I think. Afternoon, probably have dad with him, son with him. The whole family will be with him, all that kind of stuff. Are you going to go get some Chicken George?
Ooh, I should.
Can I come with?
Go early and get some Chicken George. Hey, I'm going to hit the scoreboard like I used to. But Monmouth Roseville is what I wanted to talk about because I got some stats from that from my good friend Jamie Smith. Jamie, an assistant coach for Monmouth Roseville, but they win 55-7. Nick Houston had 113 on the ground in the first half, only played in the first half. They had 7 rushing touchdowns. Landon Montroy had 96 yards and 3 touchdowns, 5 takeaways by the defense. So 7 rushing touchdowns and 5 takeaways on defense. That adds up to a 55-7 victory. Monmouth Roseville's 3-0, despite Greg doubting them from the start of the season. I'm kidding. You have Hall beating Mendota, the 1-0 with Princeton and Sherrard. We'll talk a little bit about them in a second. I'm interested in Stockpile's thoughts. But Riverdale falling to Rockridge, 49-21. There's the Orion score. They put up a ton of points. And then 2 o'clock tomorrow in Sterling, Newman and Erie Prophetstown go head-to-head. Stockpile, thoughts on the Sherrard, Princeton, and just everybody in general. Unfortunate, we kind of talked about it a little bit already today. Kind of unfortunate with what Sherrard's kind of dealing with right now.
Yeah, you got to feel for both teams in this case. For Princeton, they I know that in the BCR, in Bureau County News, they interviewed Ryan Pearson, and he talked about how he felt for the seniors who are losing one more game, who are losing a game to play. So you feel for Princeton in that case, but you also feel for Sherrard because Sherrard's trying to build. They're trying to do the right things. They had a tough game. Their first game got shortened in the got called in the third quarter. Their second game, they played Mirko. It was a long game. Ty Taylor started talking about how he was going to get his ARP card during that game. As Corey Kuffler comes in behind me.
Hi, everybody.
Casey
I can't hear because Stocky's wearing headphones. I don't understand what anybody's saying.
It's Casey Kerfler.
Casey Kerfler. How's everybody doing tonight, everyone?
Hey, bud.
Hey, pal. How'd it go?
Oh, it's fantastic. We're eating some brats right now. It's fantastic.
Ooh,
There you go. Hey,
Good night.
but Stocking sounds like he's like in an airplane hangar here. The ambient noise is just,
Yeah, now everything's echoing terribly.
It's the same way when he's doing scores for us on a Friday night.
Hey.
Yap.
Why did you make him run around the building 3 times before reading scores last week?
I will explain the story because you've talked about it on View from the West. This is fantastic. So, we have a new door. Literally, you walk down a hallway, there's a door to our patio.
Yeah.
That's how you get out to the patio now. Braden, one of our directors, had his microphone, handed it to him. Stocking grabbed it, ran down the hallway, out the door, thinking he needed to come in the patio the old-fashioned way.
No one told me.
So he goes there, the gate's locked, he can't get there, has to run back around to the door, down the hallway, onto set, He's late and he's out of breath. So he
Thank
didn't
God
run
he's an
around it
athlete.
17 times, but it was funny enough.
Thank God he's an athlete. Thank God he's at
That's what I
the
said,
peak physical
absolutely.
condition.
That is the most Brian Stocking story of all time. I love it.
He hasn't been late ever since.
Probably there early. He's always there early.
You can call him a lot of things, but don't call him late to dinner, right?
Yeah, never.
Oh.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, good to see you, Cuff.
Good to see you, Greg.
Put the headphones back in so we don't have to echo. Stack by.
Yep.
No, not on.
No, plug him in. Attaboy.
He can do it.
There we go. Yeah, listen to that.
There. All right. So we've talked about the Three Rivers. We've talked about the, let's see, Western Big Six, a little bit of the Lincoln Land. We'll get more into that later. But I think we got to bring in our man from the NUIC, Northwest Upstate Illini country. Of course, we're talking Kyle Kampmeyer. Kyle, how you doing, my friend?
No, we're doing good, man. How are you guys?
We're great. We're breaking it all down. We got stocking in the house, as you can see. So of course, it's great. So, where were you at tonight? Multiple games?
Oh yeah, we picked up the both games of the week. So we went to Mount Carroll first, picked up Polo West Carroll, and then headed over to Lanark with the referees to pick up Galena EPC.
You literally drove with the refs?
No, I followed them though.
That's amazing. That's still great. All right. Well, we'll talk about the games that you attended in a minute, but we've gone more than an hour in this show and have not referenced Lena Winslow goes on the road to Rochelle, a 5A playoff team, a quarterfinal playoff team a year ago. Were they undefeated? 2-0?
Yes, they were undefeated going into tonight's game.
And Lena Winslow gets the job done 20-7. Remarkable. I don't know the words to use. It's amazing. Like, you talk about this conference, Kyle, the conference you cover, plenty of feathers in the cap. This is another huge feather in the cap because people around the state will notice this. This is a big deal.
You know, that's why I had to give Edgy Tim a little crap on Twitter tonight because he was supposed to go to this game, and he even made the comment that because Lena Winslow lost last week to Stockton, that he was changing his plans around. And here we go with Lena Winslow upsetting number 9 4A in Rochelle.
It's crazy. I mean, so they'll end up being a 5A playoff team, though, right? Or no? Will they be on the board?
They'll fall into the 4A field.
Okay, but they were 5A a year ago.
They were in the 5A quarters a year ago with all of the multipliers getting back into play.
Sure.
And a lot of movement among that. It's pushing that cutoff classification for 4A up to right around 1,000 right now projected. So, and Rochelle's at like an 850 enrollment right around there. So they'll be in 4A.
Yeah. Well, I mean, take me through. What do you know about that game? And what went well? What did Lena Winslow do to get the job done?
Honestly, I don't know a whole lot about the game because I haven't received any information on it outside of the scores. But what I do know is that Schlichting missed most of the first half. Lena Winslow had a passing touchdown, and all the scoring happened in the first half.
Wow, really?
Yes.
So
it was a scoreless ball game in the second half.
Yeah. And I mean, so you said Schlichting was out for a little while tonight, which is a huge loss for what they want to do. On the Rochelle side, they're down their starting quarterback who's out. Is he out for the year? Do we know that? A senior who's out for the year potentially?
Yeah, broken collarbone.
Okay. So they're not at 100%, but obviously if Schlichting was out for a little while, then it kind of negates that. Like then you're kind of equaled up. And with Rochelle having 2,000-yard rushers and at least one of those kids is a really good linebacker, like this is a really good football team, a bigger school clearly that they went on the road and got the job done. You gotta be riding high here. This is a big one, man.
I'm not going to lie. I mean, I got called a Lena Winslow fanboy last week, but being an NUIC guy, I'm not gonna lie. This is a game I saw could happen. I talked to Aiden Wild last weekend after the loss of Stockton, and we were talking about Rochelle, and I said, if you guys go out there and play your style of game, not the one that you played last night, and actually bring some tempo with it, you guys are going to find yourselves with an opportunity to win it, and that's exactly what they did, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is so cool. Well, and what I mean, like, you've been called a fanboy, and we probably get accused of it too, but I
don't care. I don't care.
I'm just consistently impressed with the way that Lena Winslow goes about doing their job, right? Like, and they continue to get results. So it's impressive. And I think it's a great bragging point for you, obviously, and for our podcast as well, to say, like, we're covering some really good small school football that, some of these teams are not afraid to take on anybody, and they can get the job done. And it's awesome.
Well, and that's something that we've talked about. Lena Winslow is one of those teams that they're not going to back down from a challenge. I was talking to somebody, I think it was last week, had Lena Winslow petitioned up last year to play 2A, I really feel confident that they could have been in the 2A state championship game. And, no disrespect to Chicago Christian. I just felt that, Lena Winslow could have gave Chicago Christian a great game and potentially beat them to get to that state championship game. And then we're potentially talking about Lena Winslow being a 2A state champ. But Coach Aaron never did that, never looked at anything other. And, we're a 1A team. We're going to go and play and do what we do. And, beating a 4A ranked team in Rochelle, that like you said, 5A quarters last year, 10-2 record. Huge game for Lena Winslow for sure.
Yeah. Well, let's pull up the scores here, and we'll talk through kind of what else we saw in the NUIC tonight. Kyle, you could give me some of your takeaways. There we go. There's the scores. So we had Fulton falling to Forreston 36-28. That one came down to, I believe, like literally the final seconds. If I go back, I think Tony Z said he's the Fulton broadcaster, said it's the greatest game he's ever called. So we'll have to talk about that one in a minute here. Stockton gets the win 48-8 over Dakota. Galena gets the win 27-16 over Eastland Pearl City. So that's a big win for Galena. Like we said, Lena Winslow getting the win 20-7, and Dupec getting the big win 55-7 over Morrison. Kyle, what do you know about the Forreston Fulton game? Because from what I heard, it came down to the final second of the game.
So Tony Z did just message me, and I know he's on the call listening. Yeah. He did say this was by far one of the best games he's ever called over the past 20 years of calling football games.
Amazing.
I know it was going back and forth. Fulton was up 12-0 early, and then Forreston battled back, or 13-0. Then Forreston made it 13-8. Fulton grabbed the lead. Forreston came back. Forreston ended up taking the lead at one point. Fulton came back, tied it up, and yeah, this one went down to the last minute for sure. Big game. I mean, this was a game that both teams needed. Fulton, in my opinion, needed it more than Forreston, but Forreston just made a point that they might be a team to look at, like we've talked about, of getting into the playoffs. But hats off to Fulton, man. Coach Pat Lower and his team had a hell of a game plan last week against Dupec and came up with the loss. Obviously, a huge game plan again tonight, but came up with a loss. And they're a young team. So while it's not going in the direction that Fulton wants it to go in right now, at the end of the day, they're building for something greater coming down the road. This is just one of those games that we saw on their schedule that they had to win in order to, potentially sneak into the playoffs at 5-4. But because they still got Stockton and Lena Winslow coming up yet.
Yeah. So Tony just checked in. Loomis 4 touchdowns, and sounds like he had a great game there. And man, we talk about it, Kyle, in this conference that there's some good teams that just end up with a record that does not reflect the talent that they have on their roster. I worry that Fulton is that team this year, that their record at the end of the year
100%.
is not going to reflect the talent they had. If you take that Fulton squad around the state, they're going to have a lot of success. And that's not just us being homers for the NUIC. I truly believe it. I mean, we've talked about what Lena Winslow just did tonight and what Stockton did to Lena Winslow last week. I just think this conference is so loaded, and that's a good thing. Iron sharpens iron, but Fulton had a tough stretch here starting 0-3.
100%. Fulton entered the season rated in the top 15 of Class 1A after having a 4-5 season last year. That tells you all you need to know about Fulton and what they could do if they were in another conference. They would be a playoff team. I would challenge anybody to take Fulton into their conference, and I guarantee you they're going to be conference champs or right there in the thick of it for a conference championship, and we would be talking about Steamer playoff football.
Yeah. Well, let's look around the conference here. I think the game that stands out to me, the game that was kind of the marquee matchup in the 11-man side of the NUIC, Galena gets the win 27-16 over Eastland Pearl City. Both teams have impressed me this year, and it's Galena coming away with the win here. There's something to watch here in Galena because they still have both Lena Winslow and Stockton on their schedule, correct?
Yes, they do. And you're right. This was a huge game. Galena was not the favorite in this game. EPC was the favorite. EPC obviously getting ranked in the Class 2A polls. They've been in our Class 2A poll all year, but even the AP bumped them into the top 10 this week. And for Galena to come away with this win, it turns the tide of what happened last year where EPC controlled most of the game and EPC won it. And, EPC got the lead with like 6 minutes left in the game, and Galena was able to put up 2 more touchdowns. EPC was actually threatening to score with right around a minute left in the game that would have given them the lead. But a strip stack and a fumble recovery by Drew Koenigs returned 80 yards for the score, put the final stamp on this one with 37 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, that's great win for Galena. And hey, here we are with Dupec. They get the win 55-7 over Morrison. Maybe I was sleeping a little too much on Dupec with, the turnover they had on their roster plus the coaching change, but hey, they're off and playing some really good football right now, in week 3 included.
Yes, this was a big win for Dupec. Obviously, the spread Dupec was favored by like 2 or 3 touchdowns coming in this one. Obviously, the final scored much larger than that. And Dupec's playing really good. We talked about it that they were going to be a different looking team, a team that's going to be running the ball a lot more. And that's exactly what they're doing with Lucas Rousseau and Dermot Dolan. They're still running a little bit of spread in there. They're just running the ball with the spread to open up more holes. And like we talked about all season long, they have an offensive line and a defensive line. They're not huge, but they're just stronger and more athletic than the lines that we've seen out of Dupec over the past 5 to 6 years.
Yeah. Awesome. Overall, really, just, a great night for high school football here in the NUIC. And Stockton continues to get the job done. They win 48-8 over Dakota. You were there last week, so they get this one here. What is I'm putting you on the spot. What does Stockton have next?
You are putting me on the spot.
Sorry.
So I can look it up here real quick.
Look at Stockings waving his finger.
He already knows, doesn't he?
Stock's giving the finger.
Stockton is at Fulton.
There you go.
There you go. Yep. So, interesting matchup there because 2 teams coming at it from completely different directions. So,
And Dupec is at Galena.
Yeah. Stock, what are your... Oh, that's a big game then. Yeah, Dupec at Galena. Stock, what are your thoughts on the NUIC? What do you see here?
I see a very good Galena team. I'm still a little shocked that Lee Wynn lost to Stockton, not because they lost to Stockton, because I know Mitch is a Stockton guy. I was sort of stunned by the margin of victory.
Yeah.
But I think I think there's been times in the past few years where Lee Wynn has lost a game in the NUIC and then beat them in a rematch in the playoffs. So Stockton won the battle, but they got to win the war, and that war will be in the playoffs.
Yeah. Can we talk briefly, Kyle? This NUIC, or this Class 1A North bracket, is going to be ridiculous. When you start talking about the teams from the NUIC combined with Newman, and then, I mean, some teams potentially coming out of that South bracket, but just the North itself is going to be a grinder to get through.
It's going to be tough. I mean, you're going to Sterling tomorrow, from what I hear.
Yep.
I'm planning on being in Sterling tomorrow.
Oh,
just
really?
so I can get. Yeah!
Right,
surprise,
here we go.
surprise. So if Jeremy Castle's on the call, man, I'm going to go be a fan tomorrow.
There you go.
Yeah, I want to see what Newman's got. I want to see how they're going to compare so I get more information and better thought process around what we want to talk about. But right now, Newman's definitely a team that's looking like they're going to be in competition with Lena Winslow, with Stockton, as far as being three of the top teams in the North Division. DMAC got hit with a huge loss tonight to El Paso Gridley. And, you know, GCMS had a bit of a struggle tonight with Leroy. They won, but I just feel that when you take a look at that North bracket, these are the three teams we're going to be talking about a lot when we get to the playoff show.
Stocking and Ty Taylor are both holding up a pen like they have something to say.
I listened to Ty Taylor tonight call the Orion-Merco game, and Ty Taylor said Orion very well could be a 1A team in the 1A playoffs, and if they're in the 1A playoffs, they could pull an upset or two. So beware if you draw Orion, because Orion's pass attack is very sophisticated, and I credit Ty Taylor for bringing up the fact that they could be in the 1A playoffs.
That was the greatest thing that ever happened to Ty Taylor in his life. Look at him right now; he's starstruck.
Sophisticated passing attack is an incredible way to put it. I was just gonna say, you know, I noticed when Kyle came on and Greg started talking about the NUIC, the only thing I noticed in the past like 10 minutes was that right when the NUIC talk happened, Matt Randazzo got up and walked away.
Because y'all keep eating. Look at Stockpile's eating. Like you were eating. I'm like, I'm a little hungry, so now I got a bag of chips. Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, Ty, can you make it to Sterling tomorrow? It'll be a whole party.
Are we going to Candlelight Inn?
I mean, we could.
I might make the trip, man. I'm trying.
Ty said he wants
I
Chicken
gotta play a
George.
golf outing tomorrow. I gotta shoot like 120 at Oakview Country Club in Alito.
It's going to be 120 when you're shooting 120.
I know. I'm gonna and we tee off at 11:30. That's going to be miserable. I'm not gonna be in a very good mood tomorrow.
I did reach out to head coach of Sterling High School, John Schlemmer, to see if he'll be around, and maybe, you know, we stop by and meet up with him, you know, post game. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, so all right.
I'll have to get you a Polar Pop then.
I could get myself a Polar
Are
Pop.
you guys going to do all this and then listen to my pregame show for the Hawkeyes? Like, is that like, how does that all fit into the mix?
Yeah, absolutely. What time's it on? I'll be listening on the way.
That's not true. 4:30.
That's on the way home. I might be on the way home.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go.
Stock, you mentioned earlier you were looking for scores or for stats. Can you show the people your notebook?
I've always wanted to see this. This is like service for me.
Yes, here we go. Look at
That's
this.
beautiful. Look at that handwriting, Stocking. That's great penmanship, man.
I write like a
Stockpile.
doctor.
Stockpile. You had a student, like on Thursday? You had a certain student, and did any student like stand out to you this week, like as an exemplary student, or caused a little trouble at all?
Well, he did cause trouble, but I taught the young Casey Armstrong 3 times this week in 3 different classes.
I heard it was a PE class and a music class.
Yes, and I had him in another class also, but I had him twice in one day. He was like, he saw me the second time. He's like, "What are you doing?"
So,
what did you teach PE wise and why?
Yeah.
What?
What did you teach in PE and how?
Well, let's see. I followed the lesson plan.
What? Okay.
What did you teach?
I think we
Did you
taught
play
handball. I think they played handball.
All right.
Yeah,
that's what I was asking.
yeah, that's right. They played handball, and Casey Armstrong had 8 goals in a 10-0 game.
You should have
I
tweeted that
think
out,
he should-
Stocking.
He should be the Breedlove's Athlete of the Week.
Why are you burying the
Absolutely.
lead? You're burying the lead of the
Absolutely.
whole thing.
Yep.
And what did you teach him? What song did you teach him how to sing?
I didn't teach any songs. We didn't.
Will
We
you-
don't have
will
any.
you-
We didn't. We
will
didn't have
you
anything
sing-
to put up there.
Will you sing for us right now?
No.
Stock, there is video that I have somewhere in my archives. You karaokeing the theme song to the show Friends from the Port Byron Tug Fest way back in the day. We got to find that.
I was an innocent child at the time. I
That
was a
should be
poor
the
innocent
open-
child.
That should be the open of the show,
Oh, that would be great.
like every single week.
No, I was a poor innocent child back then.
Stockpile back away from the camera, Skosh. You're like getting right on in it. There you go.
I was a
I've
poor
got-
innocent child.
I've got something for Stocking real quick. So Stocking, we have like our Super Bowl next week when your Riverdale Rams take on my Mercer County Golden Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
I'm picking Riverdale.
Yeah, we'll see.
Are you guys gonna bet?
No,
Yeah, I was gonna say what do you want to put on the line here?
I don't bet.
No,
You
I
love
think
McDonald's.
Come on,
You
Stocking.
love
A
McDonald's.
fool and his money are soon separated.
We need
and
a
I am
friendly
not-
view from the West bet here
Yeah.
between me and you
No,
for
I don't
our
bet.
Hold on,
alumni
listen,
bowl.
listen.
loser. I
No,
think
I
the
don't-
loser has to sing the other team's fight song.
No.
Oh man, I didn't. Wait a minute here. I'm not too confident in this
How
game
about
next
this? How
week.
about this? Stock, listen. Hear me out, Stock. Hear me out. Quit shaking your head. If Riverdale wins, or if Riverdale loses, you have to shave your head.
No.
What about
If Mercer County wins, you have to shave your head.
No, we're not. The only way this is going is if the good Lord takes it.
Well, you know.
Yeah, this happens. The good Lord's taking some of mine. Let's just say that.
All right, Stock.
Well, wait, Stocking. Did they have like a? Did they have like a 5K thing for Tugfest?
They used to, but I never
Okay.
ran it.
Well, I was gonna say because there's Rhubarb Fest in Alito. Maybe the loser has to go do the 5K at the Winners Festival.
Stock, this could be.
I
huge.
would be at. I'd be on the. When's this Rhubarb Festival in Alito?
Early June.
Hey,
I'd still be
Stock,
on the course on the 4th of July.
What if listen, if you shaved your head and we raised money while doing it and
Yeah.
we donated the money to the Children's Therapy Center or like
You
the
do it
Children's
then.
Hospital, why do
You
you hate
first.
children? Why do you hate kids?
You and Greca first.
It's a fundraiser. It's for the kids, Stock.
It's
You
for the
two
kids.
first,
All right.
and then I'll consider it.
I'm done.
All right,
I'm done.
Stock. Show the people your note cards. We didn't get a chance to talk about those. Okay, what's on all the note cards? What's on the notebooks?
Just notes for when I do my stockpile goal.
Okay.
So it varies from team to team. There's when they last won at the site that they played at, and some notes also. It depends. When teams play a lot, there's a lot more notes. When they first meeting, there's not much.
And it's more convenient or easier for you to write everything down on note cards as opposed to having Word documents or Google Sheets inside of a laptop.
Yes, it's very easy. Excuse me. I grew up with note cards.
Yes.
In fact, when I was in 7th grade, we had to do a world report,
Okay.
and we had to do 100 note cards.
Yes.
So I did over 100 note cards. I had like 120, and I did a 73-page document.
Wow.
I've got
In
another
7th
question for
grade.
Stocking.
Yes.
Have you ever seen one of these?
I can't see. You're hidden. whatever this.
It's a USB drive. It's like a flash drive with like digital storage because we live in 2025.
I have that, but I also stay with the old basics.
Tony Z just had an amazing idea. Hashtag stockpile gold cards. I think you need gold note cards. Like, that's literally stockpile gold.
It's easier to write on it's easier to find the white cards at Staples for like 50 cents.
Oh, all right. It's something to work towards. Maybe it's your Christmas present. All right. So we're gonna get into some scores here. We got a few more conferences to cover. Let's see what else do we got here. We got the.
Did we do the LLC completely? We did, didn't we?
Not all of it.
Not completely.
No. Let's see. What do we have here? We have the LLC small side, exactly what I wanted to get into. We haven't covered that one yet. The marquee matchup today. There was a couple matchups that were kind of what I would call marquee matchups tonight in the LLC small side of things. We're going to mute Brian's airport hangar there for a minute. Rushville Industry gets the win 40-34 over Princeville. Before we go any farther, oh no, I don't have it uploaded. I gotta find this video. It's amazing. If I have it, and I probably
is it the finish of that game?
What's that?
Is it the finish of that game?
Yes, I have it. Let's see. Here we go. Let's roll the tape. So there's the touchdown in overtime to win the game. And how about this? There it is. Coach celebrating with his team. I love it. So congratulations to Rushville Industry. They're off. They're, good start to their season. They lost to Macomb, but they bounced back and got 2 good wins here. So let me get back to their scores. Let's pull their scores back up. Like I said, in overtime, Rushville Industry gets the win 40-34 over Princeville. That's a pretty big matchup because I think a lot of people expected one of those 2 teams to be near the top of the conference, along with Anawan Wethersfield, who also gets the win 48-8 over United. Roval Williamsfield falls to South Fulton 20-6. It's West Hancock getting the crossover win in the LLC 28-26. And Havana falls to Stark County 42-36. That one feels like a really big win for Stark County. Jade Nord and the Rebels are now sitting at 3-0. And I got to be honest, this one kind of not surprised me. I thought this game would be close, but Stark County had a lot of unknowns coming into the season, and they get the job done against a Havana team that I felt like kind of had some pieces building, and they were kind of moving in the right direction. So really great win here for Stark County and the Rebels, now sitting at 3-0. Ty, looking around, have you been following any of the LLC? Anawan Wethersfield looks really good. Their scores have been really impressive so far.
Yeah, it feels like, I don't know, I mean, they're traditionally in the top end of that league, back when it was the Lincoln Trail, and now when they have kind of, come together with the Prairie Land, it feels like, I always kind of see who they're playing week in and week out. On the other side, like, I know you guys were talking about Farmington earlier with that big win they got over Eureka. It just feels like, each year there's quite a divide from like the top end to the bottom end. So, but yeah, Anawan Wethersfield, the airport hangar's back. Oh my gosh. I was looking around making sure, I was like Anawan Wethersfield. Just I know United isn't probably in the top end of the league, but for them to be able to just kind of keep it rolling, an impressive night for them tonight.
Yeah. Dazzo, how about our boy Jade Nord going 3-0? The Rebels here, they lost a lot from last year. Stark County's been a good team the last couple years, but they had a lot of unknowns, and they're now sitting at 3-0. They got some tough games down the way, but it's great to have that 3-game cushion.
Yeah, that's a nice win. A game you mentioned earlier on my show this morning, but to be at home, score 42 points and beat a good Havana team. Yeah, the schedule will get more difficult as the season goes, but a nice 3-0 start. You mentioned a team that lost a lot of players from last year's team, so kind of reloading. The Rebels are again this year.
Yep. All right, well, let's see what else do we got here. Kyle, do you have some? Oh, the Big Northern. We have not gotten into the Big Northern yet. Let's get Some big
Stockpile's got his pen in the air.
Oh, what do you got, Stock?
Stark County tonight, 2 pick sixes. And Connor Dom, 3 touchdowns and a pick 6, 2 TD receptions. Ben Browning, 2 TD passes, a TD run. But those 2 pick sixes propelled them to the win.
I believe one of those pick sixes was like 95 yards, correct?
I think it was Connor Dom. He had like a 90 or 95, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so.
It just sounds like a plane is making an emergency landing on College Avenue in Aledo.
Why is it because you don't have a microphone?
I don't know.
If you go back to the old sports office, it's like a castle now for somebody. But go and there's a drawer. Like there's my old microphones there. You can open it up and use it, I'm sure.
There you go.
No, all right.
Stock, it's just great you're here. It's great
It
to
is.
see you on a Friday night, my friend. And also to know that my son is that much smarter and wiser because he's, been educated by yourself.
Is that a new shirt too, Stockpile?
Yes, it is. I got it for my birthday.
See,
how about that?
By the way, have we talked about the fact that Stocking turned 50?
Oh, happy birthday, Brian Stocking.
When was Stocking's birthday?
Like July,
June 1st.
June 1st.
Our birthdays are kind of close. Mine's May 16th.
There you go.
The day I was born, Nolan Ryan threw his 4th no-hitter.
How about
Wow.
Maybe at the same time I was making my appearance.
Jesus.
When you made your debut.
Yeah, I was out at like 5:02.
Hey, do you have like cards for like stats of things that happen in sports on your birthday?
That did.
Right.
Yeah.
Was Mother Stockpile more excited about the no-hitter or Brian appearing?
She was more excited that the Cubs moved into first place that day.
How about that? There you go.
By the end of the month, though, they were tied for last 9.5 back.
Yeah, things kind of went downhill when you appeared. Stockpile has been going downhill ever since.
A lot of people have said that.
I'm kidding. Happy birthday, by the way, to Stockpile for turning 50. We still got to do we're going to have a little celebration. Yeah, I still owe you lunch. I called him that week. That week's, and then I was like, hey, can I take you to lunch? Can we grab dinner or something? He's like, let me look at my calendar. And then he's like, I'm not this is a very busy time, Dazzle. I'm like, it's June, you're a teacher. What's busy? What are we doing?
I am announcing baseball and softball. So we had a lot of games, junior varsity.
Yeah,
I got to
sat
meet up
in the booth with me for a game.
I did. I got to meet up with Brian Stocking in the what do you call that? The crow's nest, not the command module. The official
so
press box.
He calls that its real name. It's the only thing he actually calls its real name.
Dazzo, do you give trivia during Alleman games like Stocking does?
I don't. I need to. So I need to step in my game up a little bit.
Step your game up. Yep.
I got a trivia question you could ask during an Alleman game. You could say, "Hey, fans in the stands, which famous Pioneer alumni is the host of the Iowa Hawkeye football pregame show?"
I don't know if anybody.
Jim Taylor.
That's what I was gonna say. Jim Taylor. I'm telling you, Jim Taylor. So is your dad on his way back from Quincy right now?
I haven't talked to him. I have no idea.
That poor man. That's a heck of a drive.
We still need to create the Stocking Stories and Taylor's Tales podcast.
Oh,
we need to get both of them in a room and just hit record.
Yeah, that show would be like 10 hours a week or a day even, maybe a day.
There's this really cool media network starting up that
I know.
Boy, we're looking for shows. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? We're looking for shows. What is it? Stocking Stories and Taylor's Tales?
I think so.
Oh my gosh, that's
And my idea would be we just get a hat. We just they each put in story or ideas into a hat, like old news headlines, and they pull out a headline and then they just go off on it, whatever it is. It'd be ingenious. Yep.
I love it. I love it.
Kyle, you got some 8-man scores for us?
I do. Who do you want to know first?
You love putting Kyle on the spot, man.
I know. I know. Because I know you can handle it.
It's all good.
Let's
You're
just
right.
go.
So,
Yep. What do you got?
So our game of the week. Let's go with our game of the week first, because that was the game I was at. Polo beats West Carroll 30-20. That game definitely lived up to the hype as expected. West Carroll had opportunities, just couldn't finish it off. Polo was able to finish it out. Mercer Mumford had a huge game. His first game of the year, by the way. Huge night for him. Yeah, he had like 190 yards rushing unofficially. Had some yards receiving as well. Big night for Mercer. What I have him at? Yeah, 192 rushing, 77 receiving. Good night there.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, here's a kid to watch out for West Carroll. Brody Smith is a freshman. Came in for Winter Harrington, went 4 for 7 for 112 yards. And, Winter Harrington had 5 completions for 104 yards as well. But the biggest playmaker West Carroll has is Aiden Buckles, which we've talked about him several times. Yep. He's playing a little injured. It would be great to see him at full health. Still comes in with over 130 total yards tonight. Big performance by him. Great showing by West Carroll. This was a team that could not score the 2 times they played against Polo last year. And to bring it to a 30-20 final was just awesome.
It really does feel like West Carroll is building, right? Like, they made the playoffs last year. They had that dramatic win in the playoffs. And now it feels like you didn't get the win tonight, but man, like, you hung with Polo. And to your point, like, last year that was a struggle for them. So I think there's something there. Like, it's exciting.
They're definitely on the rise. I was talking to a couple people from West Carroll tonight too. And, their freshman class is very, very good. They're through fresh soft season right now, including all of junior high, they've never lost. So
wow. Okay.
They definitely have talent coming up to mix in with this. And you got to remember, this West Carroll team that we're seeing right now, yes, they still have some youth, but some of these seniors, I mean, they've been playing since they were freshmen at the varsity level. And you know how it is when you're undersized and underage trying to play varsity football against guys that are a year to 2 years older than you, it's a huge disadvantage. And West Carroll is definitely starting to rise up. And it's great to see. Coach Sestaita is doing a great job there, building it, getting it in the right direction. Great performance tonight. Polo obviously is still Polo. They too were battling some injuries as well, so not at 100% either. I think this will be a great rematch in the playoffs if it were to take place, and both teams are at full health.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. All right, what else we seeing around the 8-man race?
The Missiles, number 1 ranked Missiles, beat AFC 64-6. They pretty much covered their spread there. Orangeville beat River Ridge 46-20. And Amboy had no problems with BPC, winning that game 56-6. Some other games around the area. South Beloit beat Abundant Life 36-20. I know it's not a team you generally cover. Let's see here.
You're talking about Abundant Life? Because actually, we will cover them about 3 times this year,
Yes. That same Abundant Life.
Yep.
There's quite a few games tomorrow. Let's see. Alden Hebron beat Hiawatha 48-12. Flanagan Cornell Woodland beat Galva 60-25. And Ridgewood beat West Prairie 56-6.
Okay.
West Central beat Peoria Heights 54-6.
Yep.
And another state-ranked team in St. Anne beat Pal Hut 43-12. Yeah. And then there's a bunch of games scheduled for tomorrow as well.
Yeah. So we know that Amboy already played Milledgeville. Milledgeville and Polo have yet to play. In your mind, I mean, locally, Milledgeville, Polo, Amboy. I mean, are those the 3 teams to watch? Maybe West Carroll, which we've talked about. But ultimately, are there who else around the state in 8-man do you think is going to be in the mix come, quarters, semis, state championship game?
Right now, Pawnee could be that team. St. Anne could be that team.
Okay.
St. Anne lost a lot with the loss of Chris Link last year, who was the leading rusher in IDFA. And they still have a lot of talent. Talking with Coach Alan Rude, he stated that, the Cardinals need to just learn how to play football. And I've been able to pick up 2 of their games so far, and they're playing at a very good clip. They have a lot of athleticism, and they're starting to get better defensively in the physical parts of the game, which is what Coach Rude meant by when he said that they need to learn how to play a little bit more football. But I think those are the teams that are going to be there. South Beloit looks the part. They really stood out to me last week against Orangeville. They have great size, great athleticism. They just have to get just a little bit more disciplined in overall play style. If they can, they could scare some people.
Yep.
And Alden Hebron, and of course those 2 teams will play each other. I don't know if Alden Hebron is quite at that state caliber level. I think you're looking at Apollo, you're looking at Amboy and Milledgeville. Amboy and Milledgeville are like up here, compared to pretty much the rest of the league. What I really do hope for myself, just being selfish and being a fan of it all, I'd like to see Amboy and Milledgeville on opposite sides of the bracket so we could potentially see a rematch in the state championship game. But, Polo's Polo, and when healthy, they're going to be very, very dominant as well. West Carroll's definitely growing. That's where it stands right now.
Yeah, awesome. Appreciate it. So I think, all of us tomorrow just meet up in Sterling about, 1:15-ish for the 2 o'clock kickoff. And Dazzo, you don't have any requirements tomorrow, right? You can skip out on that, or
I think they get upset with me. It's only week 3, maybe by week 6, I could probably sneak out of it. But
Okay.
I'll have to take a rain check on the Chicken George. But man, seriously, have you guys had Chicken George?
I don't know if I ever have, honestly.
Yeah. Seriously?
No, I don't think I ever have. Mitch is going to be really
Oh,
mad.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Go early.
Look at Ty's
and get
face.
some-
Look at Ty's face. He's so mad.
My sister just had her birthday, and she wanted to go there. She lives in Taylor Ridge now, so we went all the way from. I live in Aledo. My sister lives in Taylor Ridge, all the way to Clinton, Iowa, across the river, all the way over there, up near Fulton. That's what she wanted, was Candlelight Inn Chicken George. So that's great.
You know what? I forgot. I know. I've been to the one in Clinton before. It's right
There
on
you
the
go.
river.
Well, it must have been extremely exciting and memorable if you don't even remember it.
No,
Unbelievable, man.
No, because I was thinking about Sterling, and that I've never had it in Sterling or Rock Falls. But no, I did go to the one in Clinton before. Yeah. Anyway.
Stockpile. Have you ever had Chicken George?
No.
It's chicken.
Oh
strips.
my gosh, guys.
You'd like it.
Yeah. Stock, what is your go-to delicacy in Riverdale, Port Byron?
Well, there's Riverbend Pizza. That's the best pizza.
There you go. All right. Yep, that's a good call. Yeah.
Ty, have you ever seen the Stockpile snacks that we used to do back on the? I gotta send them to you.
Yeah, I need to see that. I just love learning more about stocking.
I gotta send them to you.
He really is the most interesting man, in this whole sphere.
They're on my Facebook. I'll find them for you.
Okay.
Me and Camille Gear, one basketball season, made Brian try 3. We did Facebook Lives, 3 different foods he's never eaten. Now, mind you, some people would be like sushi or like crickets, or just like this
No.
was like macaroni and cheese, peanut butter and jelly, and like a cookie cake. Like that's be like, and like he would like it would be like the most horrifying thing. What's the worst thing we made you try, Stock? Do you remember?
A lot of it.
Did you?
It was all delicious.
No, it wasn't.
Was it eggs? There was a few things you almost threw up.
Yeah.
There were several things.
Oh,
What
my-
was it?
like,
Was it eggs
Stock,
or like a pickle or something you didn't like?
I gotta send them to you, Ty. You can spend probably. I bet you we did 10 weeks, and they're probably each 20 minutes.
Oh
You
my
can
gosh.
spend- you can spend probably a couple hours just like loving life. It's amazing.
That's great because the new Dexter season just finished, so I've been needing something to binge, man.
Oh man. All right. So what? 2 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. Kyle and Sterling.
I think so. Let me
I-
double
I-
check here.
I believe.
I think it's 1. I think it's 1 o'clock.
I
Oh.
saw 2 today.
Okay,
I don't know
might
if
be
it's
wrong.
right or wrong, but
I could be
the
wrong.
Well.
1 seems normal. But I thought I saw.
It says 1
2.
o'clock on IHSA.
All
I
right. Well,
believe
then I'll
that.
have to leave a little earlier than I anticipated. All right. That sounds good. I will be
Plan
on the
for 1
road.
o'clock.
All right. I'm excited. I'm excited to go out and check that out. A pair of undefeated teams matching up in Sterling.
And if you can't go out to the Greg's Party of Fun, and you're an Iowa fan, make sure you do listen to the Hawkeye Tailgate Show at 4:30 on the Iowa Hawkeye Radio Network, locally on a radio station out by Erie Prophetstown in Erie is where
That's
it
right.
is. Vintage Radio 107.7 carries the Hawkeye games now. So WQUD, not to be confused with where I used to work. It's WQUD.
There
Okay,
you
just
go.
making sure people get that whole
So-
thing straight.
Dazzo, plug. Yeah, but, I mean you've already kind of done it, but plug the show. Who you got on tomorrow? What's the plan?
Yeah, the honorary captain is Torn Young, so we'll have him on. We'll have Pat Anger with his Angers analysis. We got a one-on-one with Xavier Wampa inside the huddle. We'll go with him, and then our press box perspective is like a little round table. It's John Bonenkamp from the Burlington area, fantastic Iowa beat writer, and then Jack Leto from KCRG will join us as well. So it's the first hour. If you're going up to Kinnick Stadium, we're at Cross Family Plaza, up on the stage there. I got through the first one, so now I know what it's like at home. I got through the second one, which was on the road at Big Grove Brewery, and understand it there. So kind of more comfortable and excited to get rocking and rolling. And of course, Iowa fans or not, tomorrow most likely, in case, boy, if it doesn't happen, we got a lot to talk about on Monday. But Kirk Ferentz will become the all-time winningest coach in the Big Ten with 206 victories overall when it comes to Big Ten coaches.
Who do the Hawkeyes have tomorrow?
It's UMass.
Oh boy.
And
Really?
they lost a lot from last year. They're not very good. Like Iowa's probably a 40-some point favorite.
I mean,
So
yeah. You
Yeah,
didn't have to
It's
tell me
UMass's first season in the MAC.
yeah.
Thank you, Stocking.
Actually, a little known fact: last year, John Marks' son Jackson Marks was the long snapper at UMass and did a fantastic job, one of the best in the conference.
Yeah. There you go.
He transferred with everybody else when the coach got fired. So, yeah. So, but that's my day. Thank you for the little plug. And then, of course, the show, Greg, that you started your day with, off the air with Matt Randazzo. So check that out. We do that every day at 10 a.m. So give us a listen there as well. So I'm done plugging myself. Anybody want to take over? Not plugging me, but plugging themselves or myself, whatever you want to do.
So, Stock, what else you got to wrap up there before you take off tonight?
I'm working on my stockpile gold.
Are you there by yourself?
There's still there's the winner of the initial nest guess and
Caesar!
Corey Kepler. Yes.
Okay, there you go. The hard workers. I like it. I love it.
There you go.
He won the initial nest guess.
He did.
Wow.
Which is
how about
every
that?
week on
There
your
you go,
show.
Keep plugging. Yes. Go to my social media. Nest Guess, a long-time running tradition in the Quad Cities, is back. Thank you to Hungry Hobo for doing that. You can win free hobo stuff. It's fantastic.
What time does
Easy
it
to
close
sign.
tomorrow?
11 o'clock. Have you not gotten in stock?
No, I got in. I got in Wednesday.
Has Mother Stockpile got in?
We'll have to talk about that. She wants to get in, but she doesn't have computer access.
You have computer access.
She doesn't, though.
You can
Give
share
her
the
your
computer.
computer access.
Yeah, but she doesn't have her own email.
You can use your email.
Ma-
Okay.
Mama Stockpile does not have an email address?
No.
Are you surprised by this? This is the same man that says that note cards is how he did a report in 1980, and that's why he still uses them to this day. And you're surprised that they don't have email addresses?
How does she not have an email? What?
She's never gotten into email.
My grandma doesn't have an email either.
All right, there you go. There you have it.
Please tell Mother Stockpile I said hi. You know what? Last time I saw Stockpile, when did I see you last, Stock? I can't remember, but you did. You brought out Mother Stockpile had I loved cookies and cream Hershey's, and he has 2 packages of Hershey's cookies and cream from Mother Stockpile. She's an amazing woman. I don't know how she puts up with you being her son and all that kind of stuff, but she's a saint, an absolute.
She
saint.
is a saint.
I think she has better sports takes than you do, too.
100%.
She's a diehard Bears fan. She's already been talking about when the Bears beat the Lions on Sunday.
Oh,
Mother. Well, in that case, Mother Stockpile is a no. Never mind.
Oh man. Well, Stock, great to see you. Thanks for being here. If you want to make a trip to Sterling tomorrow, you can hang out with Kyle and I.
I got some things I got to work on at home, so
I'll pick you up on the way, Stocking.
Yeah, that's right. He'll swing through.
Ty's trying to figure out the way to Riverdale on Friday.
I know I go through Port Byron enough when I make my trips to Fulton, Illinois. So I'm used to driving through Port Byron. You just gotta be careful not going too fast through there, man.
Nope. Yep. Well, hey.
What are the big games next week?
What
Greg,
are the big games next week? Stock, pull the note cards out.
Let's see. What's your big 6?
Moline Geneseo will be interesting.
I would say Geneseo Moline.
Yep.
3 Rivers. Newman Orion.
Oh wow.
Rockridge at EP.
Okay.
QI Princeton, the rivalry.
Great.
Remember, Greca, you did a piece on that?
I love
when
that
the rivalry came back.
Of course, yes.
Let's see.
Did you at 8? Or
Uh,
at 6?
Probably at 6.
I've never watched any of your stuff. Where have you been?
South
You didn't watch it when I was working with you.
I know. Yes, I did. You would always claim that I didn't. You'd be like, did you watch my story? I'm like, yes. I had to intro it.
South Fulton at Rushville. Dupec at Galena.
Who's Stark County got next week?
Stark County is at Rover Williams Field.
Okay, interesting matchup there. The plane is getting louder. It's getting close. The plane is
Stock,
landing.
Real fast before we go, who won? And don't get mad at me, Greg. West or Central?
Central 42-6.
There you go. Casey Armstrong.
Greg cares about that one.
Also, Milledgeville at Polo next week.
Ooh, there we go. The blacktop, the battle for the blacktop. Am I right, Kyle?
That's it, man.
Yeah.
The battle of the blacktop.
Is this the year Milledgeville gets it back?
Yes.
Oh, look at that. You didn't even hesitate.
You know
All right.
it.
Appreciate your updates there, Stock. Appreciate that. Dazzo, safe travels tomorrow.
Thanks, buddy. This is
Ty,
fun.
What's that?
This was a lot of fun.
This was great. Hey,
Yeah,
look
we were rocking.
We all survived without Mitch. I knew we could do it.
I
knew
want
we
to
could do it.
I want to say we thrived without Mitch.
Oh.
I'm just, I'll let the viewers decide. We'll let the
Who's
viewers
this Mitch
decide.
person?
Wow.
Oh,
Stockpile.
Oh,
Off the
man.
top rope.
Poor Mitch.
So, Ty, good luck at golf tomorrow. Is that happening?
Yeah, good luck is right.
Okay.
Are you in a best? You're in a best ball, aren't you?
Yeah, we'll be okay. They
Yeah,
won't
you're
be. They probably won't be using my ball very often. We did a little practice round earlier this week. I don't know. I gotta find it, man. I gotta find it.
Practiced? I don't know about that. I mean, just if I'm you, just hit your ball and they use somebody else's ball. You grab yourself a Busch Light and you're good to go.
Ty, you need to partake in the Guy Randazzo Memorial Golf outing one of these years.
Yeah, you know what? Next year I'll try to get some people together and we can. Is it four person, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit of fun.
All right, I'll be in. Count me in right
I
now.
love it.
I think he should get his dad to play also.
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh, I wish I could get my dad to play, Stock.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Stock. That was pretty. Come on, man.
Maybe we can get next year Ty Taylor, Mitch Stormer, Greg Armstrong, and we need a fourth, and then we got like a media team.
Get Kyle from Dakota to come down,
Kyle,
man.
you want to come golf?
Hell yeah.
We got a whole media
You know it.
team. Stock, you could just drive the cart and ride along with us.
Stockpile, he helps every year. He is irreplaceable. He's fantastic.
Yep, his
He does a great
stockpile
job.
gold would be Ty Taylor
always-
just shot the worst round in Guy Randazzo Memorial Golf Outing history.
He's the one who hustles the celebrities when they get there late. Whether it's like Brock and Owen one year. Well, last year was the Illinois Cole Rusk and the Illinois football players got there late. He always is there with the cart, hustling them out to where they need to go. He's a hero. He's the best.
A hero, Stock. You're
A
a hero
hero.
among men.
Yeah. Well, if Kyle or Mitch don't make it, Greg, maybe we could get like Paula Sands to play with us.
That would be amazing.
Just call her, Greg. Greg, just call her.
I could. Yeah, we could make that happen.
Yeah,
Maybe. I don't know. So
I can make anything happen. You just gotta tell me when.
there you
Do
go.
you
All right.
have Paula Sand's cell number?
No, I don't think I have her cell number, but I could probably get in touch with her. I don't think she's local. I think she travels now. I think she lives.
Oh,
She lives. I think here and there. Like
that breaks my heart.
I think no. I mean, I think she
Once
still
she
has
got a
residence
chance to
in the
get
Quad Cities.
once she got a chance to get out of here, she just zipped out of here. Didn't she?
No. I think it's like one of those.
I'm kidding.
We have gone way off the rails here.
I know.
It's like one of those like winter things, right? Like somebody has like a winter home and then a summer home and like
when you're
yeah.
when you're the biggest TV personality in the history of the Quad Cities, you probably can afford a place in Florida during the winter when you retire.
Yep,
as
exactly.
she should. As
Exactly.
she should.
There you go.
So, love
You
it.
can
All
always
right.
get Jim Nance.
Yeah,
Sure.
you could. Greg, do you have his number too?
Yeah, I do.
I love
Yeah, I got
Friends.
that one.
So,
Yep. All right, boys.
Jim Nance.
It's been a good time. I think
Love
it sounds like Ty Taylor, Kyle, and myself and Mitch and Stock will all golf next year.
Did I hit the cough button every time I started hacking, or did you ever hear me hack anytime?
I don't think we heard you cough. So you're
deal.
good. You nailed it.
Good deal. Yes. Oh, this was a blast. I love
Logan
this.
says this episode is going off the rails. It is.
Yeah, it is.
It is
Yep.
indeed. It is
Yep.
indeed. So, all right, boys. Well, we made it without Mitch, like I said. Mitch and I will be back Tuesday to give the usual updates. We'll get the stats, get the info. I'm hearing a certain quarterback in Orion had a big game, so I don't want to tip our hand, but we may be leaning towards Player of the Week, headed towards Orion. It seems like that's a big time stat line.
Probably a
You got
couple
two
choices.
kids to pick from. 2 kids with
Yeah.
6 touchdowns.
I
Make
know.
him come on Tuesday and arm
crazy.
wrestle,
Yeah.
and the person who wins the arm wrestling might win. Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. That's gonna be.
Wait, did
figure that out.
Trigon have 6 again?
No. Orion's quarterback Cale Filler had 6, and he threw 5 to Voorhees. And
Voorhees also had a rushing touchdown. Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh man.
They both had 6
Wow.
touchdowns.
But what did Schweigen have?
Schweigen tonight? That's a good question.
I don't know. I haven't seen the stats yet.
All right. Well, that'll be for the Tuesday show. That's a
They
tease
scored
ahead.
40. They scored 49. I bet you had a lot of them. But
That's a tease ahead. Listen on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, all right, everybody. Thank
I listen
you.
to you every week.
What's that?
I listen to you every week.
There you go. All right. We love it. All right. Well, Kyle, I'll see you tomorrow. And everybody else, thank you so much for being here. We will talk again soon, maybe next Friday. Mitch and I will be back on Tuesday. It's been a great show. We're heading into week 4. Here we go. Mid-season is here. We'll talk to you